Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 2020. I do hope that this video finds you all well, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Aquarius placements. Before we dive in, I always like to thank people who have subscribed to this channel, as well as supported these videos with your comments and likes. All of that does help this channel grow. It helps me spread these messages and get these out there, and it's really a gift to be able to do this work. So thank you all so much who have supported me along this journey. I really do appreciate that. I do also have links in the description box down below for those of you looking for personal readings or Reiki sessions. I also have all of my social media accounts where you can find my Instagram, Facebook, and website. I like to post updates and announcements there from time to time, and occasionally I'll even offer a giveaway or discounts. And you know, hint, hint, we are getting near 40,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed or following me, do all of that. I'm going to be posting on all of my social media whenever I'm doing something special. So that way you have the best chance of entering, of participating, of reaping the boon here. So definitely just some things to put on your radar. I'm going to start shuffling here for you now, Aquarius, and as I'm doing that, I do want to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for all of you. Use your own intuition and discernment to figure out what resonates and what should be left behind for somebody else. And of course, if this reading does not resonate with you specifically, it doesn't feel like I'm picking up on your energy, totally fine. Nothing went wrong. I always set the intention for these videos to reach the people who need to hear them the most, and just kind of reach that largest audience. And I do also have Black Mirror readings as well. I just started doing those. They come out around the middle of the month. They're all timeless readings. So depending on when you're watching this, there may be 1 or 2 sets of those videos at this point. Just something to kind of consider. I kind of look at it as like a mid-month reflection. It's a very close introspective look, very spiritually focused. It's been a lot of fun doing those. People actually really liked that, so I was glad to hear all of that positive feedback. But let's see. That's too many. What are the messages for Aquarius? Let me just shuffle here. Well, let's just start reading what we have, and then we can pull some more. I'm just noticing this is a little crooked. Sorry about that. Okay. Why is that? Sorry, I am a Virgo, so that like actually really bothered me. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what we have for you. You have the Mother of Pentacles. And this is showing up as your call to action. This is showing up as kind of the main event for your month right now. And this kind of does remind me a little bit of that Saturn entering your sign that I was talking about earlier. It seems like you really are looking long term right now. And whenever I think of the Mother of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles in traditional tarot, she is the one who makes sure that everyone gets fed. She's the one who makes everything is in working order. And this may also be involving an earth sign for some of you as well. This may be a character that you're dealing with, or it could just be a time in your own life where you're really planning something here. You're really trying to plant the seeds. And with this 8 of Swords, you might have felt stuck for a while. You might have felt like you couldn't go forward. You were stuck in a situation, stuck in a relationship, stuck in something. But I think you have more perspective now. I think you're seeing that you are able to get out of the situation. You are able to fix your life. You are able to move on here. You're reclaiming your power. But it's not in this very showy, flashy, like King of Swords, Queen of Wands sort of way. It's very, I almost want to say elegant, as this Mother of Pentacles. It's like you don't have anything to prove. You're just trying to live life as best as you can. And some of you are still coming out of this old way of thinking. Or maybe this person is making you feel stuck, if this is an external figure. With this Ace of Swords, this is also your mind. So again, you know, how are you thinking about the future? How are you thinking about the situation? You might be getting some news or hearing from someone or getting a message that feels like it's another blockage, that feels like it's somehow holding you back, that things aren't going the way you want them to. But I think a lot of that has to do with that Eight of Swords that you've been dealing with. It's like you're trying to get yourself unstuck. You think you've gotten something dislodged, but then something comes in and it feels like you're back to square one, or you're back to where you were. But this is all very mental, okay? Because we do have the Four of Swords showing up in your shadow. Some of you are really trying to rush something right now. You're really trying to make things happen. And you might be getting some sort of announcement or message that something is delayed. And it's really about slowing down. Especially since for the first half of this month, we are still Mercury retrograde, and then we're going to be in the post-shadow phase for a couple of weeks after that. So there's still some catching up. Things still might be going slow. And it might be making you feel stuck. It might be making you feel like this isn't going to happen. It's blocked up. Or it's like you're going worst case scenario, and it's not necessarily what this is looking like. But there's a lot to do with communication this month. A lot of this is coming from communication and your mind with these Swords cards. And it's like, you know something's coming. You know something's on the way. With this Four of Swords, you can sense it. And you're just gaining your energy. You're recharging. You're resting as this Lamb here. But your third eye, you see it. It's funny, right as I said that, I noticed the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Your intuition is really strong. And some of you are just doubting that because things aren't happening at the pace you expected them to, or the way you would have, the rate you would have hoped they would have gone at. Interesting. Yeah, there's major blockages this month. And it's not permanent. You have the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. This is a literal blockage. This is a literal, obstruction in your path, in your road here, that's preventing you from going forward. And I think it's good that this group wants something to happen really quickly, because again, I was getting the sense you're feeling stuck. You've been stuck in something for a while and gaining insight, but there's still lessons you might be learning. There's still things you're learning or healing. but it might be taking the form of something external. And it might feel like the universe is conspiring against you, or it's like everyone else's energy, and it's like, why do I keep running against this wall? Don't take on too much. Don't have unrealistic expectations, for one. The other thing is that it's not coming from a place of trust. If you're trying to get there as quickly as possible because you're afraid it might not happen, then you're not really trusting your intuition. You're not really trusting in the universe. You're not really trusting in yourself. And that's kind of a Mercury and Pisces thing. You kind of just have to have faith and let things play out. And Mercury is actually going to be going retrograde in your sign as well. I believe that's actually happening in the next couple of days, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe that's why you're being so affected by this energy here. You may have some people who are resisting or fighting or just not cooperating with that Five of Wands too. And if that's the case, if you feel like you're just not able to go forward this month, that's okay. Things are still progressing. But you are going to need to move forward as well. It might not happen at the rate you want it to, but that doesn't mean that you just stop or you give up. Especially now that you have Saturn entering your sign. Just because you have a blockage, sometimes the universe will test you. And it will be like, how much do you really want this? Oh, you want to go to Italy? Well, let's say you try getting a flight and you can't find your passport. Or you're trying to make plans with someone to travel and last minute you lose your passport, or you lose your... or your friend, something happens to your friend. Sorry, it's hard to shuffle and talk at the same time. Something happens and you're not able to go. What do you do with that? Are you going to try and find your passport? Are you going to decide, oh, well, if I'm going by myself, maybe I shouldn't go? The universe will test you sometimes and see how much you really want it. Did you really want to go to Italy if you were afraid to go by yourself? Did you really want that job if you weren't going to end up working with that person? Or, I'm sorry, starting that business. Like, did you really want to start that business if you're only doing it because that person was doing it with you? And you are going to be taking flight with the Son of Swords. And it's almost like this energy of I'm doing this with you or without you. And maybe this is in reverse. Maybe you're the one kind of pausing or not so sure, something's coming up, and this person's like, either you're doing this, I'm doing this with you, or I'm doing this without you. But either way, Aquarius, I do feel like you're kind of being put up against that choice point. Are you going to surrender? Are you going to walk away? Or are you going to fight a little for this as the Son of Swords? I want to be careful with this, though. This message isn't fight these people, okay? Like, don't try and change these other people or this other party, whatever it is. If this is a relationship, you're not going to change this person right now. You have to do what's right by you. And if they follow suit or not, that's on them. Because this shadow, this Four of Swords, is also showing up as a way you might be sabotaging yourself. Waiting, pausing. Some of you are going to be having delays, and it's going to be triggering some of this old wound of being stuck, but you're not as stuck anymore as you think you are. And at this point, if you're experiencing these delays, really ask yourself, is this the universe stopping me, or is this me stopping me? Because in the past, you might have been blocked off by the universe a lot from going down a certain path or going down a certain road. Something just wasn't ready, the timing wasn't right. This feels a little different, actually. This feels more like you're being triggered because it's reminding you of that time. It's reminding you of these moments where things didn't go your way. But I'm actually seeing you need to kind of push through a little bit. And it might be you taking on a lot of weight by yourself. Really interesting. I'm going to pull some oracle messages for you now, Aquarius. Maybe get some further insight here, or some other messages. What are the messages for my Aquarius? What's the animal wisdom? Ooh. Firefly. Yeah, there's this something is fleeting here. You kind of have to make a decision pretty quickly. And some of you won't want to make the choice because it came unexpectedly with this Ace of Swords. The way something happened. And you're not so sure about it, but I think it's really important to follow this. Because there's actually another opportunity here. There's an opportunity for something different. And it's like this firefly. It's this brief glimmer of something beautiful, and then it kind of fades away. Is there other animal wisdom for Aquarius here? Follow your inspiration. And the Scorpion card. Yeah, this is actually, again, feeling like something unexpected. I'm getting that image of like a scorpion in the corner of a room, or hiding in a little hole. And you might feel this unexpected sting. And your reaction to that might be to just totally recoil and run away. But I think you still need to follow this guidance, this intuition of yours. And some of you need to address this kind of energy. If you feel some sort of heat festering, some sort of conflict or tension, maybe this Five of Wands isn't even external. It's kind of the undercurrent of a group or some relationship. It's really important that you address this head on as the Son of Swords and with the Scorpion card. Because by you holding back, okay, you're actually keeping yourself stuck. It's like you're locking your own prison cell. Let's do a Starseed Oracle card for you now, Aquarius. What is the Starseed wisdom? Let's see, we have the Cosmic Heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Yeah, you are definitely supposed to be doing something here. You're supposed to be following this intuition, following this purpose, living your highest self in the now. Let's see what we have here. When you surrender to a state of devotion, you feel yourself flowing with all of life. You're being called to refocus your attention deep within you to the intelligence of your own heart, to bow with deep reverence to your inner temple, to live your life in devotion to this place, to make your life one big moving prayer. Perhaps you felt a bit off kilter lately, sensing that the potency of why you're doing things has gotten a little watered down or weak. Perhaps you've forgotten what made you start doing them in the first place. If so, this is your call to take a moment and reconnect with the truth at the very center of your heart. To get back to the essence of what you're about, to devote your life to what you care most about, to turn your gaze deep, 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 deep. There are seasons for harvesting and seasons for sowing. Right now, you're being called to plant your souled seeds and sing to them with deep devotion, to feed them with sweet waters of your soul, to lose yourself in the potency of what it is that is most expansive to your heart, to live your life according to what makes you come alive rather than what everyone else thinks, to make your life one big moving prayer. And the question is, how can you make your life a moving prayer? So this is interesting. If you find yourself stuck, if you find yourself encountering these blockages, really reconnect to your heart. Really reconnect to the why before you start going forward here. Follow this elusive inspiration, this elusive spark. It might be taking you in a bit of an unexpected direction, and maybe that's why you're a little afraid. But this is about you. And I'm also thinking of that Virgo full moon that we have on the 9th, because we're kind of talking about these metaphors of harvest, of sowing seeds, and Virgo is very much about harvest. I do have to wonder if some of you aren't going to get the payout that you thought you would, because sometimes that Virgo full moon, it can be a boon. I did not mean to rhyme there. But those full moons, it can be a culmination. It can be a completion of something, something coming to fruition. Full moons are also about letting go. And in your case, I feel like you've kind of had to let go of a situation where you might have put some time or energy into, and you're re-strategizing right now, and you're letting something go to plant something new. And with Saturn entering your sign towards the end of the month, and really for the next few years, I don't want to bum anyone out with this. It's going to be about you really working. And if you do that, Saturn rewards you, okay? It's not just like you're going to have to do all of this work and it's going to be so exhausting, you're just going to barely scrape by. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you put in the effort, you will have so much to be grateful for, so many beautiful things growing in. And we do also have the Aries new moon right around when Saturn enters your sign, which is a lot to do with will. You are really recommitting to you. It's like you're making this time about you. And there might be people who don't get you. You might have been trying to appease people or stand up to others, trying to justify yourself, justify what you believe in, prove yourself. It's not about that anymore. It's about moving with your own rhythm, dancing here with this cosmic heart. And I am literally seeing this dancing where it's like, what the energy is looking like, you're going to be taking one step and the universe will take another. And then the universe might take a step that surprises you, but you have to kind of move with it a little bit and get that rhythm. Rhythm is going to be so, so important for you, Aquarius. And I'm not saying that it's going to be hard. I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy. It's just finding the right rhythm. And that's going to help you really go forward and propel you, even. You're building something very personal and valuable to you. And that could even be a relationship. That could be the relationship that you really want. That could be you finding that loving partner or feeling the love of someone else because you're loving yourself, too. Opening that door. Those are all the messages I have for you right now, Aquarius. I do hope that this reading was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and let me know in the comments down below what's going on for all of you. Again, I might be doing a giveaway soon, so it never hurts to follow or subscribe just to stay in the loop there. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Aquarius.